We're in Cuccurullo's house. You want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, Donna.
This is my fiance, Donna Wen.
Donna Wen?
Yeah, Donna always. Wen, always. And I'm Warren Cuccurullo. Yes, this is our home. This is Venice, California. This is my former television.
Your former television, because
Yes.
you're not into TV.
No, but I like being
And now
in
we're
front
going to
of
be
it.
doing a stream. So thanks, Donna, for letting us be here.
We need to get a... We don't have any lights. So
Recording.
the technical world, I'm getting cued in here to the technical world of Paula, Gloria.
So what we're going to do is two things. We're streaming on rabbitholecentral.tv, and I would encourage people to go to paulagloria.com to kind of find out about bonus streams as we do them. And I'm going to learn how to do email blasts better. Nico Haupt is better than that than I am. But,
Nico's a blast.
yeah, and you like his latest mashup.
I like them all. The last 10, I think. There's been 10 in the last 5 days or something.
10 in the last 5 days. He's
Something
been very
like that.
creative.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be calling up two mashup artists, one in the Netherlands, Martin, and then one Steve, who's known as 41Music on YouTube.
And Hey Plastic is Martin.
Yeah, but I think
So,
Steve was wiped so many times, he's now Norman Sweetgreens on YouTube. He finally sort of went underground.
Speaking of wipe, we're going to wipe our behinds with the latest issue of...
He's not even going to mention the name.
You know,
He took the red pen and put it
it's
out.
red
because he
on
just
red,
didn't. I
but
said, it's okay, you
we've
can
got
make commentary.
we've got Scum Darwin and Scum Lincoln on the cover, both of whom are resting in piss. You can be assured of that.
So, well, who should we start with? Should we call Steve?
I would start with Darwin.
You don't want to call the artist?
No, let's call the artist. Okay.
Okay.
This is
Yeah,
an artist
these are
show.
mashup artists.
It's an artist show today.
Because it's a new emerging art form on the internet. And let's see if we get Heavy Plastic here. And then we'll get Steve.
Oh, you're going to get Martin first.
Yeah, on
okay.
Skype. And then we'll get Steve.
I'm a Skype virgin, ladies and gentlemen. This is like I'm a streaming virgin too. I think. Never-
Well, welcome. How does it feel?
I like being in the stream. I like
good
it.
feeling.
Yes, and I always go against the flow.
Martin? Great. Let me tune you up a little more here.
Okay. No, I too soft.
I think you want to turn yours down, or else put your headsets on.
Oh, he's got his headsets on.
Yeah, we can't see you, and you can only see us through rabbitholecentral.tv. And then we're going to get Steve Neskis. Are you aboard?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, I'm still hearing an echo.
Oh, that's strange.
I
That's
love
not
it.
my echo.
Wonder why that is.
You have some visitors.
I have some visitors?
I like the echo.
Echo beings.
Why is it echoing? Oh, maybe because from Skype it's echoing.
No, but listen. Everyone, listen. Having an echo makes you talk slower, and people won't talk over each other. Right?
Right.
It's a new art form.
No, I like it. It's like, this is what it sounds like when Al-Qaeda is forming a plan in the cave. What'd you say, Osama? Excuse me? What do you mean?
I was just joining it.
What do you mean we're just actors? I really want to blow stuff up. No, come on. I want to go on the airplane. What do you mean we don't need airplanes?
Bring an echo bomb.
We got an echo bomb.
I
So,
think I'm going to try to get you from my computer. And maybe that will help it, because because we want to get Steve on.
It sounds good.
You want to keep doing it?
how many BPMs is this? Let's get a groove going.
I'm at Cubase. Wait a second.
Okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second.
I'm recording also. Wait a second.
Okay, Martin. Give me a little space, kid. Doesn't pick up the I don't know. Doesn't look like an airplane to me.
Doesn't look like an airplane.
Does not look like an airplane to me. What is this melding that's going on right here? Did you see that melding?
Did you see Nico's latest mashup, Martin?
Boeing strong.
Building.
No, building strong.
Building strong, Boeing weak.
We're still having fun with the echo. Echo. Echo.
What echo, 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 echo?
Steve, hang in there. We're going to get you on this yet.
Oh, how you doing, Steve?
Steve should be watching.
He's probably got a wicked groove to go with this echo already.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Well, anyway, you guys are geniuses. You're the geniuses out there for me right now. I love everything you guys do. I look forward to every clip that comes out.
Oh, wow.
Because as you can see, I don't really watch my TV much. Oh, we just knocked it out completely.
Ah, nice, nice.
Oh, we'll have to get it. We're having technical difficulties here. We're having technical difficulties here. It could just be another shot and it comes back
He was
on.
writing in. Oh, he was writing here evil.
Oh yeah.
And then
Well, it says live
Oh, look,
over
you
here.
You were mean to it. And
It
went
says
down.
live and evil. We're gonna have to look into the.
Molly belongs to the Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Inanimate Objects.
Oh, okay.
So
I
everything
apologize.
has consciousness and a feeling.
I apologize
So
to
we have
Molly.
to be sensitive. Yeah. You haven't met Molly yet, but you will.
So never call me an artist again, please.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not.
What are you going to be called?
I don't fucking know.
Well, it's an art form, so you're in trouble.
That's what they say.
Actually, can you hang up? I'm going to try to call you on my computer and see if we can get the echo reduced.
Yep.
I'm muting it.
Fantastic. So like
Oh no, that's not because of Skype. I can't hear anything.
it's always zany down here at the rabbit hole, isn't
I
it?
don't know why it's echoing.
And we've got TV back. Not that we need it. We've got my back
It's like
too.
it's even worse even.
Well, it's just, you know, like we said, Skype virgins here in Venice.
Hey, Martin, can you hear? Hello? Martin? Hello? Maybe it's so slow. Martin? Are you there? I'm going to hang up because it doesn't seem as though the echo's coming from Skype. So I'll call you back on the other one.
Oh, you got it?
I'm going to call him here again. I don't know why it's echoing. It's very strange.
It didn't happen this morning? Oh, you didn't use Skype this morning?
No, I didn't use, but it's not because of Skype, because as soon as I took him off of Skype, it didn't help. So how's the sound here? You can email me at rabbitholecentral@earthlink.net, and I'll see how what the sound is like. Let me call you on my other computer. Martin, I'm going to try to get you on this computer. Start my video. Okay, we should be on. It's according to this. Oh no, no, we're off. But we have the potential to be on again. I'm going to rate this bad. Send feedback. Deal with that now.
Should call Nico. He'll know how to get the echo out.
It's Web Fairy.
Oh, Web Fairy, yeah. All the techies. Where are they when you need them? You're pretty technical, Paula. I mean,
Well, I'm getting there.
yeah, good. I suppose I could learn all this crap, but
By the way, this is Web Fairy's wonderful camera.
getting the reflection from the. Is he calling us now? Oh, you're calling us.
Martin, when I talk to you here, I can't hear your voice. So I'm trying to get you over on the other computer and then pick up my emails. Because sometimes people communicate with me that way.
Where's the phone open?
So let me end the call here and I will call you here.
Hand me my guitar, at least I can play while we're doing nothing.
Yeah, right. Okay. Now why isn't this guy? I had you on this. Let me try here. Oh, you know what? Why don't you call, you should be able to call Warren. Why don't you try to call Warren? Because we're dealing with two numbers here. Rabbit Hole Central and yours is WC.
D-O-U-B-L-E-Y-O-U capital C.
Right. So I'm just going to get this. Now we should be getting it. The beginnings of things are neat.
Oh, I don't care.
Let's try Steve. Martin, just be patient. Let's try Steve. And I'll keep trying the call thing. And maybe we'll get the echo. Oh, here he is. Can we make it as much speaker as you can make it? Hey Steve, are you watching us on the stream?
Yeah, and I just canceled it out because I didn't know if it would interfere when I pick up the phone.
Oh, okay. That's okay. You can hear us all right?
Yeah, and I could hear you on the stream, and as soon as, I guess it's Martin, as soon as she hung up or you lost that Skype, the echo stopped.
The echo stopped. Oh, okay.
When you and Warren are just talking and he's playing the guitar and everything, there's no echo like that.
I'll tell you what, Martin, can you email me? I'll keep an eye on the Rabbit Hole Central at earthlink.net, and then we can carry on that way. Is that good? Let's start with Warren talking about the piece number 1D.
Oh, well, first of all, Steve, it's funny. When you need the echo, we don't have it, right?
We need it.
We needed it for the guitar.
I can barely hear you guys. It's low.
Oh, well, you know why? Because when we talk, we have to come over here, right?
Yeah.
There you are, and then.
I'm just trying to pick it up.
But then
over
when,
there.
but
I'm
when
trying
you
to
speak,
record it.
when you speak, okay, you have something to say?
When I speak, what happens?
I point the phone with your voice coming out of the bottom of it right at the microphone on the camera.
Okay.
So now we've got that okay. Now you want to go away and sample that and make a piece of music out of it?
No, that's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry, Steve, because I'm recording this for the light of all eternity. And what we're going to do is when you speak, we're going to put it over to the camera because we've got a stream camera and then we've got a recording camera. So why don't you just talk about the work?
Yeah, there was that, you know, the Paula puja?
Right.
First of all, what is puja?
Good question.
A ritual, like a ceremony. to honor and to show, it's basically to diminish the ego and to honor God and to reconnect.
Well, I think you sent Paula's ego completely out of control with that
Yeah,
clip,
right.
because I made her very aware of it last night. She wasn't too familiar with it, and it's one of my favorites. I have to say, it is a musical and visual masterpiece.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, amazing grooves, incredible grabs of visuals.
You know, Steve, I didn't think I'd even seen it, and then I realized I made a comment on it a month ago, so I had to see it, which just shows how art is, or whatever you want to call it. Artists don't want to be called artists today.
No, I know they don't want to be called artists, but these two guys collaborating together are tweaking my world, that's for sure. If you don't know what tweak means, I'm sure it's somewhere on the internet. You want to say something? I'm going to hold you up.
Okay, I was just curious, what do you think of 1F, the font one? I thought you would really enjoy that one too.
My friend, I'm waiting for the entire alphabet.
Yeah, it's Mark's turn.
Yeah, because, you know, I wrote the backwards alphabet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can sample this one. Hey, you ready? ZYXW VUTSRQ PONMLKJI HGFEDCBA. So we're up to what? H for heavy now, aren't we?
Right, waiting on I.
We're waiting on I.
Hang on, Heavy, we're waiting on I. Are you there with us?
I
No.
think he's taking his time because I took my time. I took like 2 weeks there before I did H.
Well, I know he was sort of housing challenged, so but he said he had some good news, so maybe that means he'll be starting to work again.
The housing challenge should be a new reality show we put together.
So,
Yeah, I was holding you up in the ether.
yeah, see, that's, I never know when
Oh, here he is.
Yeah, well, okay.
Here, we've got the echo back.
We've got Amsterdam on the line.
Okay, so
or
now we're going to
somewhere
be
in Holland.
slow.
In fact, it's still burning. That's okay.
We're living with it.
Like 100 miles. Small country, Netherlands.
Well, he sounds like some guy in a cave to me. You think some guy in a cave made that mashup?
Smoking some pot.
You think some guy in a cave smoking some butt made that mashup? I'm sick of lies. I'm sick of lies. I'm just sick of them. Deep, scratchy throat.
Oh, yeah, Nico's I really thought that.
What do you say there, Steve?
I say I really dig Nico's new video.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The Truthling mix, the Truther mix. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming out of the warehouse.
In New Jersey.
What's with the echo? I don't get it.
Hey. Well, at least it has a groove. This is the show that has a groove. The show that has a groove. Groovy. So I woke up this morning. This is not a Bo Diddley song. I woke up this morning, and the first thing I saw when I got in my kitchen and looked through the French doors, because we have French doors here in Venice, Paula Gloria was sitting on my pond bench, the koi pond bench, holding her camera, laptop in her lap, where it should be, and streaming next to the pond. No aquatic puns intended. It was quite a sight.
And Martin picked up.
If there were cars that were all kinds of crazy colors and everything, you would never hear the end of it. What did you mean?
What's that, Steve?
You know how I commented about the cars, like there were never any brightly colored cars and everything? And you replied that if the cars were that color, you would never hear the end of it.
You want me to explain that?
Well, if you wanted to.
No, thanks. What I meant by that was after you did the mix, of some footage that I gave where I was just sort of celebrating with joy, having a body, being able to dance, and sharing those images. And you put your huge mastery on it and edited it and made me look just so gorgeous. I never heard the end of it. So as soon as you have colorful cars in the background, I'm sure people would say, it's crazy stuff from Berkeley or whatever. I had the background of cars going on, winding up the Berkeley Hills in the background. And Steve had said, they should be multicolored.
Yeah. Well, it probably looked multicolored to some of the patrons.
Or I know what, Steve, they would have said it was TV fakery. And Paula's she's in cahoots with the bad guys.
Or acid in the tap water.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and a nasty echo.
Acid in the tap water.
But anyway, Martin, do you want to talk about this?
Wait, first I'm gonna hang up and try again because this
The echo's too bad?
crazy echo. Yeah, I can't hear shit.
Oh. Well, email. See, he hangs up and it keeps going, but...
This is the ghost of Jimi Hendrix. I love it.
I don't know where... I really don't understand.
I think I have a distortion box on, that's the problem.
A distortion box on?
Well done.
Yeah, there's a wall pedal and a rat.
I tell you what, Martin, why don't you email me, but I'll sort of say what you said earlier today. When I did the stream at 9 o'clock West Coast time, which is 12 noon East Coast time, and that's what I'm faithful to, come hell or high water, I really try to make it at 12 noon Monday through Friday, and I pretty much have done it almost consistently. Every now and then there's an absolute impossible computer problem and I can't get out, but I try. So Martin happened to have called me. I don't know if he knew it was my stream because he's from the Netherlands. And he noticed that I was using for one of my backdrops, because sometimes when I'm fooling around with the computer, I like to have, the camera have an interesting image. And so what I did was I used this statue, or this trophy,
The Moon Man.
that Warren got from MTV for being a lifetime achiever, I guess. And so what Warren said, tell him what he said.
Well,
Anyway, Martin thought it was absolutely
it is hilarious because...
It was really hilarious.
Well, if we know that TV is fake, you can imagine what MTV is. So, the award for a lifetime achievement, well, their logo for their statue is the Moon Man. So, musicians spend their entire lives in the studio making music, and hopefully one day they get this award, which is a guy who spent most of his time in the studio, too. I mean, it does make sense as an MTV award, if you saved somebody's life tomorrow and they give you the Todd Beamer Award, you should throw it away. You know what I mean?
What's the Todd Beamer?
Todd Beamer's the fake hero from Flight 93.
Oh.
It's
the Todd Beamer Award, okay.
Yeah.
I want people to see this for the light of all eternity. This is... So when did you get this? It says...
in 2003, I believe. Yeah.
2003?
Yeah.
That is... So you must have been really happy when you got this.
Well, the thing is, my lifetime achievement happened in 1978 when Frank Zappa hired me. So everything after that was kind of a,
Did they give Frank a lot of awards? Or what did he do? Piss on them?
Well, he wasn't really on the radio.
That has to do with IP News, by the way. That's a plug for IP News. Nico's new.
ipnews.blogspot.com. EYEPEE. How else would you spell IP? IP News. The real fake news.
Hey, is there any video of you getting that award?
Nope. Afraid not, my friend. No. But what do we have? We have lots of other videos. We found something on the internet, of course. Yesterday, me and Paula found some really nasty porn of mine.
Oh.
It was like a.
I was shocked.
It was a compilation. It was a compilation of me and Ava Vincent, the blonde bombshell porn star of 6 years ago. Who knows what she's doing now? Hopefully, she's still porning. Who else was in it? My lovely assistant Kelly, and myself, and an old pink dildo of mine. It's a mashup already. It's a mashup already.
Hey, my sister's here. She's saying, we are headed now to Malibu. That seems like a nice guy. All the best. So that's my sister.
Malibu is a city.
That is great.
Yeah, but Malibu is a
great.
city. Malibu is not a person.
No, but she meant you. That seems like a nice guy.
Oh.
I hope she didn't hear the last part of what you said, because she was one of the people I never heard the end of it, Steve, I hate to say.
Oh, about the dancing?
Yes.
Okay, well, sis.
So cork it
Sis,
on,
let me tell you
cork
something.
it on those sex toys, okay?
Yeah, well, you know, hey, even my mother has to deal with my sexual past.
Even your mother?
Yeah, because she's online
Was she
all the
part
time.
of it? Oh my
What
God,
if our
that's
friends?
a whole nother story.
What if
That's
our
a
friends?
whole nother chapter, Warren.
Oh no. Anyway, chapter 51, Warren Cuccurullo's life, right here with Paula Gloria, live in Venice.
So Steve, you weren't on the stream today, but I was delighted that Tantra Fun, who has done a really nice mashup, herself or himself, whoever it is. I think one time it said it was Brian, it was a he. And he worked for Sirius for a while. You know, you never know if these guys are telling you the truth or not. There's so much illusion created. But Tantra Fun had said that Howard Stern contract was up with Sirius, and he was going to leave, and there would go therapy. And I said, what? There's a relationship to Sirius and therapy? And then Tantra Fun said that Howard was a little guilty about some of the stuff. Isn't that interesting?
It's true. It's true, yeah. If that's true, that is very interesting. But it's like you said, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, I guess.
Right, that's true.
But I know I like his video, Big Me. That's really good.
Well, therapy's quite extreme. I think maybe you should just go to some kind of support group like LA, Liars Anonymous. I think most ex-media people are in LA, Liars Anonymous.
Liars Anonymous. Steve, my sister, I really, really wish I had captured the stream, but I wasn't recording that day because a lot of times I think I'm just going to...
My ass.
Oh, I hope my sister's off the stream by now. But anyway, and she was really eloquent about psychotherapy. She was just talking about having a friend to be able to talk to. And I was just pointing out that fact that I used to remember, I mean, the only time I ever did therapy was when I was a college student at UC Santa Cruz and it was paid for. But even though I wasn't paying for it, it used to always kind of pinch my heart that this person that was so fascinated and so interested in me, at the 50-minute mark, all of a sudden, my story wasn't so interesting anymore. So...
Classic psychotherapy joke, I guess. Okay, I already know.
What's that?
I was just saying that that's a classic joke, you know. At the end of an hour of therapy, the therapist becomes very cold and just says, okay, well, our time's up.
Right. But it's also kind of a statement about binary economics and wage slavery that, you know, people are saying if you don't have wages and you don't have jobs, people are going to be lazy and they're not going to work. But I think you would liberate people and they could start to really listen to each other, like on YouTube. I think even with the nasty comments, I've been working with nasty commenters, and I honestly think that I've made a few breakthroughs, and I've learned from them too. And so nobody's paying each other.
Well, I haven't followed the whole thing with 9/11 Shaman, but how did he go from just a nasty commenter to, it seems like you guys are a little more friendly? What exactly is 9/11 Shaman?
I can't believe you mentioned his name just now. I was just about to say, why don't we get 9/11 Shaman on an email? I can't believe you just mentioned his name. Well, he's got some, he's a specially affected guy. That's all I could say. He's specially affected, and he's fantastic.
Have you heard that term, Steve, specially affected?
I just made it up. Yeah, he's specially affected with an E. Do you see the hat I'm wearing right now?
I think that says it all. Specially affected.
Specially affected.
That's a trucker hat, isn't it?
Huh?
Is that a trucker hat?
No, but in Yorkshire, in Great Britain, you cannot go into a pub with a hat like this on.
What's the logo on the front?
It has nothing to do with the logo, it has to do with the brim. Brimmed hats in Yorkshire, England are banned in the pubs because the cameras cannot see the patrons' faces. Or should I say the targets' faces? This is what we're dealing with. Remember, it always happens in Britain first, just like the Mop Tops, just like the Fab Four, the Fab Five, the Fab Six, the Fab Seven, and the Spice Girls. Everything happens in Britain first, just like American Idol used to be called Pop Idol. Everything happens in Britain first, including the fucking fascist police state.
Constant surveillance. Constant surveillance. That's what it's all about.
And they've got it.
Say, Steve, I want to say I really appreciate you making some comments on the videos that I'm posting about the children that are being separated from perfectly good parents. There's a lady named Patience Poet. And she,
From Perfectly Good Parents, Inc., Patience Poet from Perfectly Good Parents, Inc., Patience Poet from Perfectly Good Parents, Inc. Take that, Howard Stern! ZYXWP, disagree panel, CBA. That was the backwards alphabet in 3 seconds. Sorry, Paula, I'm interrupting you. Let the gassing begin.
oh, by the way, Warren has a brilliant idea, and he played me the soundtrack. I'm not sure if that wasn't Frank Zappa. It was something else that you'd done.
It was
and
one
you
of them.
wanted Nico saying "Let the gassing begin" in the background.
Oh, I want Nico to do a whole German version of a song I have called We're All Targets. We already have the Alex Jones version, and we need the Nico Hitler version. DJ Nico Hitler, sorry.
I'm going to show you, Steve, here, the Future Sound Studio. It's behind the Kuan Yin statue that was brought in by Warren's very beautiful fiancée. She's from Vietnam. And I think that's the area where you're going to put a sound studio.
That's the studio, yeah.
Yeah.
Audio-visual delights.
So you might think about heading out California way, and you can get some tents and stuff like that.
And floating beds, etc.
Floating beds, yeah. I'm trying to see if I can promote the floating beds. I was staying with my friend that I've known for like 20 years, and he had an inventor in his house. And the inventor has invented a bed.
Floating beds go great with Astroglide. Floating beds and Astroglide.
That's keyboards.
Winning combination.
Keyboards.
Oh, winning combination. Remember, this is not a family stream, Paula Gloria. This is not a family stream.
This is a stream that produces families.
This is adult content today.
Where did the kids, once I was at the Ramtha school, and Ramtha was saying that, your kids, those souls didn't pick uptight parents that were going to Bible reading groups. You know what I mean? That after people get married, they shouldn't become all stodgy and dull. And think that it's a bad, effect on the parents. And incidentally, Steve, this gets back to what you were talking about 9/11 Shaman. He wrote a comment that was so unbelievably nasty when Victor Taplin and I were streaming. I think I call it chillin' at Rabbit Hole Central on a Saturday night. It was racist, it was, everything. And I put it on my paulagloria.com on Nasty Comment of the Day. And then what I said is, parents, don't block my site, because what I'm trying to show is that this is a tragic expression of an unmet need, and your children...
And it's all about the children.
And the children are going to be in the world, and trust the kids to have good judgment. And the best thing you can do for your kids is spend time with your children and show that whoever wrote this didn't have enough attention from his parents or whatever. And shortly after that, 9/11 Shaman started to do, I felt, some very insightful artwork. And I also feel that it's just very important that we always try to keep communication open, especially when somebody doesn't have a viewpoint that we share. Does that bring you up to speed on him?
Yeah, I'm still not sure if I dig his videos, his brand of humor, I think. But
Well, he seemed to be protecting We Are Change, and we seem to be against We Are Change, but I'd always said no, I'd worked with them. Then they got all upset to say, you don't work with We Are Change. And then I brought out all the links. I've done so many TV shows. And so I had always, as I was becoming a no-planer, I didn't see why that meant that my communication with other people would break down. I always long to have feedback. It doesn't have to be positive feedback, but I don't like to be just snuffed and ignored.
Well, what that is the people, the planers, they don't want any feedback or information from no planners because they don't want to have to deal with it. They want to ignore it and push it away, I think.
Well, see, Nico's art was all about saying that just because you're turning your back on this, just because you're turning away, just because you think that the full truth can't be handled, doesn't mean that we have to stop there. And if that means going outside of a group that's protecting you, well then so be it. You have to go outside that group because it's the truth.
I think one of the keys to the whole, to fixing this whole thing is all of the people who are going to be waking up from, you know, from being Osama. Oh no, don't. I'm in the pub in Yorkshire.
He's in the pub in Yorkshire. I'm in the pub in Yorkshire.
All of the people who are going to be waking up now, who are still believing in Osama and the 40 Boogeymen, they're going to wake up from things like 9/11 Octopus Part 8, September Clues, 9/11 Taboo, the 9/11 Amateur. These are the films that get you instantly, and then you see that we were deceived by the military, and the media is not helping. The media was hijacked. The planes were not hijacked. The media is part of the game. Of course they are. They're the propaganda end of the government. Of course they have to do that. They have control of our minds. So when people see that evidence straight away, they're going, okay, let's take back the media. Let's take back our government, because that's the way it has to go. Now, anybody who's hugging planes and following Orwellian doublethink, you know, they're going to be laughed at shortly. And they're all going to be jumping on the no plane train, because obviously that is the most damaging, easily proven evidence there is. Now, because of the people at the top of the partial truth movement are suppressing that evidence, doesn't mean that it is not the strongest evidence. It just means that the people at the top that are suppressing it are part of the same problem.
Right. And keep in mind that Nico Haupt is on record not to come back and suck his dick when they find out that no planes is where it's at.
Your sister's watching,
no, my sister's on the road to Malibu.
Your sister thinks Malibu is a person, okay?
No, she said you look like a nice person. It was
how wrong is she?
You're going to see very soon. My sister, ladies and gentlemen, is a much more fun party person than I am. That's why it's kind of strange. As she got older, she got a little more straight, and I got a little...
I can vouch for...
Here I am.
I can vouch for that. Paula went to bed at 9:35 last night, but she was streaming at 9 a.m.
Right, right.
Is your sister still talking to Marcus? Or was that your sister?
Yeah, that was my sister, and one wonderful thing. By the way, I want to mention WebFairy now, because you can't bring up Marcus without bringing up WebFairy. WebFairy has a different strategy. That's hug a plane hugger. And she's hugging Joe Friendly right now. And I think that's just great. Joe Friendly is just such a near and dear person to me. Whenever I needed a camera, some equipment, some help, Joe was always there for me. And Joe also feels, I think he sort of tends to go with the groups. The groups that are critical in a very, you know, I guess you call left gatekeepers.
Oh yes, we do.
Joe protects the left gatekeepers, but Joe is by his nature, he's a very protective kind of soul. And if you go to rabbitholecentral.tv, click on the Egyptian rabbit, you can stream down to our past streams. One of them was with the Pickering brothers about the moon landing, which was great. But farther down is me and Joe Friendly talking about circumcision. But anyway, Marcus wanted to set up a call using my sister as a moderator about this Photoshop, you know, accusations that he was making, that WebFairy was creating a deception about Edna waving from the hole, Edna Sintron. Now, WebFairy says, okay, you don't know absolutely for sure that it was Edna Sintron, but when you have a human being waving from a big gash, and there's not a shred of an airplane in it for 1 hour, before the building dustifies, that means we have to wake up. So Marcus, for some reason, wants to make this fake and make the jumper pictures fake. So I'm thinking, Steve, and you as an artist, I think you can relate to this. We don't want to be so overtaken with fakeness that we close our hearts and we don't believe in anything. And I think that's what Web Fairy represents. So I said to Marcus that I don't want to drag my sister into this. Marcus was saying that she knows a lot about 9/11, which of course was a little irritating to hear, as if she's going to learn about it from Marcus but not her own sister. But true to me knowing my sister, she's not that interested in 9/11. So why drag someone in who doesn't want to do research in order to have the discussion? So I was really, really happy. I felt it meant I had a solid connection with my sister. And, you know, that's where it stands. I've asked Marcus to produce a video, just like everybody else on YouTube, post it, give his argument, be responsible for his argument, and let the comments come. Don't block people. And even if you're going to block a few, at least, you know, sometimes they're so nasty. I still don't block, but my site becomes more an exercise in nonviolent communication than actually exchanging information. Like, I can see, I bet Ozzy Ben Oswald, before he was blocked, I think he used to, before his account was wiped, I think he used to throw away the distracting comments so that he could keep a thread. And I really, really honor the real researchers who use the entire community to start to bring together knowledge. But I'm not that. I feel that what I am is a bridge to try to keep people together in communication so that the researchers can continue with their work. Does that explain about Marcus?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, and I understand what you're saying there. He won't take that challenge. He won't post the video.
No. No, and you've got Demano also, who I've talked to. He's a good guy from Silicon Valley, and he defends Marcus as not needing to do that. But he probably spends a lot of time on the other blogs. I don't spend any time except on YouTube and trying to answer 100 or plus emails a day. Sometimes it's up to 200. So you won't see me on other blogs. If you do, be very suspicious, because even on YouTube, Paula Tsakana is not me, that's an imposter. And Paula Gloria with the Q, is an imposter. So you have to be careful, and I'm hoping that those fans of mine who've been watching me will have the discrimination, that they'll know me from my imposter. Also, a yellow band means that it's the poster. So if you click on Paula Gloria, you'll see over 500 videos. That's one way you'll know it's me. But I tell you, Warren, sometimes people have hacked into my account. They're actually in my account, and they're leaving messages that supposedly are from me. So you can never be totally sure.
Digital.
Has that happened recently? Are you still getting hacked like that?
No, I'm not. I haven't been lately, but I'm saying the fact that it's happened once.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying for viewers to start to cultivate their own authority and take anything anyone says, even someone that they trust, and see if it makes sense in your heart, because your heart is never going to mislead you. And then when if my account gets hacked, or 41Music or whatever, you'll have the discrimination. That's kind of what I'm feeling.
Yeah, that makes sense. The trick where they probably confuse people is on videos that aren't your own, because it's like you say, if it's one of your videos, you'll have the yellow band that indicates that it's the video owner. But where they could probably really confuse people is if it's not your video, and if you don't look closely, that Q, that looks, it can look just like a G. So I understand your concern.
I know it fooled me the first time I got it. I thought, how come I'm getting a message from me?
Yeah, they're very clever. They're very, very clever, those shills. Oh,
So
yes.
Warren's going to stop smoking.
Yeah, I'm on this big health kick again. I used to be a bodybuilder. Now I'm a faith lifter, not plastic surgery. But yeah, I'm going to quit the nicotine. It's the hardest. It's the only thing I've ever really been addicted to, besides my dick and my guitar. and other people's genitals.
Oh, I hope my sister's on the road by
Gotta
now.
love other people's genitals. OPG, OPG. It's all about the OPG with me. It's all about the OPG. I would even take. I would take cute plane huggers and make new adult films with them.
Call us so we can connect. We will be
How's that?
able to
How's
sit
that
down.
for you know, for giving it you know, for
Oh, by the way,
giving one up for the
oh, my
giver.
sister here, she goes, by the way, I'm not shocked by porn. I really liked Howard interviewing Frank Zappa's daughter some years ago. Do you want to talk about that? Do you know the interview Howard Stern did with Frank Zappa's daughter?
It was either with Moon or Diva, because there's two daughters. And I would assume it was Moon because she was probably promoting a book of hers. She's quite funny, as all the Zappas are. Yeah, no, I didn't hear the interview though. What's the matter?
I'm just blowing the smoke away.
She's blowing the smoke away. She doesn't like special
when
effects.
you hear Paula Gloria with that deep, smoky voice, you know what I mean? You're going to change my voice.
We're getting some special effects onto the
He's blowing
screen.
it on the Moon Man there, so, okay, yeah.
No,
Melt the guy in the studio. in
Oh,
New
look,
Jersey.
we've got the inversion layers coming off the ocean. Love that afternoon fog. TV fakery, TV smokery. TV smokery.
Let's see. What
Oh, check it out, Jim.
Oh, what was
We've
it like?
got T-shirts coming.
Oh, yeah. Do we have them?
We don't have them here, but we've got
Stay tuned for the stream tomorrow or the next day. Maybe we'll have the T-shirts.
we've got some TV fakery T-shirts.
We have the solution to all our financial problems. We're going to sell T-shirts.
And we're gonna make
In Venice Beach.
really cool clips of my porn with Belladonna.
No,
and
we're
Ava
not going to
Vincent.
do that. That's one
We have to
idea,
because
but-
that we can
have
do porn for Concordia.
No. How am I going to
See,
tweak
Steve,
that?
I never released my porn stuff, so we do have an opportunity now to you know, get the message across and also make some money for the you know, for the cause.
I do want to say at this point.
Keep the artists.
I do want to say at this point, because this is always a tough one for me to assimilate, and even for guys like you, Steve, I think it's been very painful to get some of the reaction to your art form, which you thought was sex positive, and have it, you know, so unappreciated.
Oh,
But-
I almost forgot.
What?
Steve, you're the guy who did the Morgan Reynolds aluminum versus plane clip,
Oh,
right?
tell him that.
Well, I sent it to Dr. Reynolds this morning. I hope he's seen it. It's really great, man. Really, really great.
Tell him what Morgan Reynolds liked of your song.
Oh yeah, Morgan really liked the song that I have called "Raging Bullshit." That's on my MySpace page, myspace.com/Warren Cuccurullo, and he was quoting one of the lines. It says, "We gotta reboot this system." And I told him,
You just did an interview with him. I haven't listened to it yet.
yeah, we did it on, I think it was last Wednesday, the 25th.
I couldn't get the link, and Nico helped said I was too slow. You know what I mean? It's like I'm traveling, I'm on the road. Sometimes I'm trying to live a life with, you know, during the day with regular people. So at night.
Nico sent a bulletin about it around. I almost caught it live, but I was a little late.
Yeah, it was fun.
No, the
A lot of
link
fun.
lasted for about a day, and then I think it died. I don't know if they're going to make it go into video on demand. I mean, this is a real problem to try to figure out how we're going to monetize things, because you know, when you've got people who really love you and have taken care of you, your mother, your father, and they go, "What are you doing?" And you're trying to say, "Yeah, you know, people really want this, and people are sending donations, and thank God, Warren. You know, Warren has been one of the biggest donors, but it's so." What's that? Yeah.
3 cheers.
But I tell you, each dollar that somebody donates makes a difference, because it sort of resonates. Even when people have a lot of money, people who have a lot of money are kind of watching, what do people really want? What are they really interested? What is the paradigm that's really emerging? And so more money will come, and when more money comes, we can get the scholars on board, we can get the artists, because I can't pretend to be the best. I'm not a 9/11 researcher. I'm always interested in looking, and I appreciate when somebody makes a nice video and it's clear, and I'll pay attention. But there's so much work that needs to be done. There's so many things, and a charity needs to have a kind of a platform so you can attract the attention of the other more established charities, and then from there you start to change the paradigm. So there's so many ways to look at it. And if Howard Stern is in therapy about media, I remember when they sent me video of Sarah Silverman smelling the balls of the guy that punked me, I was very, brave, and I went up to MNN and I did massive editing to make sure no penis was showing. And she was opening up at Carnegie Hall. So obviously the mainstream is giving, you know what I mean, a platform for that. So why do the no-planers get dumped on when they don't do anything anywhere near that brassy and bold and raw and raunchy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we should take every avenue and do whatever we can. It doesn't matter if it's comedy, porn, straight political discussion.
Right.
It doesn't. It all works. If it's a debate format, but that's what you should do. Start doing is some more debates, because people, the punters, the
Who would
audience.
you have debate?
Just one camp against the other on the 9/11 evidence.
Well, maybe
just to get it.
That's
just
a good
to get
idea.
them sitting down together.
So, Steve, what do you think of if I go on Howard Stern on the 11th because they've asked me back?
But there's one big problem, though.
What?
There has to be a rule. They can't talk about airplanes or hijackers because we're
because
lost.
It's my show.
Because we're lost then. Because they're following the diversion. They have to see. They have to watch the essential clips like 9/11 Amateur Part 2, which shows you there was no first strike. There was no Naudet catching an airplane on tape. No, there was an explosion and a lot of CGI going on, Photoshop, etc. All proven on that clip, so that you can't talk about the Naudet brothers as legitimate filmmakers. They made a propaganda film. It's proven on 9/11 Amateur Part 2, 100% proven. And then on 9/11 Octopus Part 8, there goes your second plane. There's nothing on the NBC shot, simultaneously showing the WB-11 shot. You see something that looks like a helicopter, and then that explodes. And then on the Fox 5 shot, you have the infamous giant airplane. The nose comes out the other side. So 3 different realities on 3 different stations. So 2 of them are fake, and 1 of them is real. So airplanes are not in the picture, period.
Warren, have you seen the Chopper 5 shadow, the missing Chopper 5 shadow, the video? The Naudet film of the second hit has this shadow of the thing that popped out the exit side, and the Chopper 5, the nose out, it doesn't have that shadow. Have you seen that video?
I don't think I have seen that
Can
one.
you send me a link?
I've seen the
Steve?
one called Enlightening the Shadows. I've seen that clip. Is it in that clip?
Oh, no, that's about the azimuth angle. This is, I'll send it to you.
Great, yeah, send it on.
Yeah, send it to me. And now that I think about it, I'm going to put it out to you, the viewers. What should I do on Howard Stern on August 11th? I was talking to Warren about maybe inviting 9/11 Shaman and Nico Haupt, because I think 9/11 Shaman is supporting We Are Change. That's official platform of We Are Change is planes.
Is this another hour, or are you just going on in the morning?
They don't know if I'm going on in the morning. If I don't go on and push it with Howard Stern in the morning, I won't have as many viewers. But I think it might be kind of interesting if I go on kind of raw by myself at night, because particularly if they promise that they'll give me real calls, because we had 17,000 attempted calls, but the calls that we actually got were in-house calls. So if I went on without going on Howard Stern on the morning and just went on by myself at night,
Kind of raw.
then without pre-publicity and all that.
Paula, Gloria, kind of raw, yeah.
Yeah, right. And having Howard tweak it, then you could sort of see what is that time slot like by itself, and what kind of pull would the no-planers be by themselves, providing Nico Haupt isn't mad at me and will actually send an email.
He's not mad at you.
Okay. He said he is still mad at me.
Well, how did this come about? They contacted you and...
Yeah. They contacted me and I said that, actually I call him my thoughtful viewer. His name is Joe Cooper, because he's got that handle on YouTube. And he's a more conservative guy, and but he likes Howard. He's been a Howard fan for years. And he said, you have to make it Howard-esque, so I should go on about why I don't have sex anymore. And I wanted to do the Holocaust, because I felt when Howard was looking at me, you know, everybody complained that I didn't do a good enough job to explain things, but you weren't standing there. You weren't looking into the eyes of these people. And I tell you, Steve, 50% of what was going on in that room, they really, really wanted to know. They wanted knowledge. And 50%, of course, is all the hype and, you know, make sure the ratings are good and you've got the widest audience. But I think that after a while, when there's too much image making, you are so out of touch with people. You don't know what the truck drivers are thinking. You don't know what the blue-collar workers are thinking, those ones that still have a job now that everything's shipped overseas. So it gets a little dangerous after a while if you don't know what people are thinking and what they want to know, and you're not helping them, you know, to lift them up and help them assimilate a bigger reality.
Holocaust might be too emotional for Howard to...
Yes, it was definitely emotional for him. I could see that. And Molly said a better way for me to handle it would have been if I said, I'm looking into this more. There seems to be more to the story than what one would initially believe, but because it's a very emotional topic, I want to reserve the time that I come out and make a statement about it.
I think if we all just hang tight, there'll be another Holocaust real soon anyway. You know, why go back? Why go backwards?
Steve, that reminds me, I really want to thank you. You linked up, I think it was the Sexy Paula Gloria, to a show, I can't remember the guy, where he had the very, he had a guy from, what was that magazine, Rolling Stone maybe he was writing?
Shh, don't mention the scum.
You don't?
No, Rolling something.
Okay, okay.
Rolling something.
Anyway, the guy was saying that on the extreme right, you've got the Christians, the fanatical Christians, and on the extreme left, you have the 9/11 truthers. Now, we know that it was the 9/11 partial truth that they're talking about. But what he said was that as far as the radical Christians were concerned, they were being told that the state of Israel, exactly as it is, with not 1 inch less of land than it has today, is exactly what God wants. And that before the time of, what is it, the big thing at the end, the Armageddon, yeah. Before Armageddon, all of the Jews in Israel, it's fine for them to be Jews, but at the end, they better convert, otherwise there's going to be the mother of all holocausts. But so meanwhile, the Jews are sort of cynically using these Christians to sort of promote, you know, the constant armament, instead of using principles of nonviolent communication and connecting with their neighbors. And I know Marshall Rosenberg has done it. He has sat down with Palestinians and Israelis, and they worked it out.
But
individually.
This all comes back to TV fakery, because what they are planning, they have been following the revelations in the Bible like a script, which it is. And they have all of these sheep who are Christian sheep who are waiting for the hologram Jesus to come down from the skies. And they will praise the hologram Jesus, and they will not be able to say it was a hologram, because it was just like it was in the Bible. So then they'd be so stuck to say, because if they have to admit it was TV fakery that brought them the hologram Jesus, then they have to admit it was also Bible fakery all along. So they'll never admit that, and they'll just go along with the hologram Jesus, and the whole New World Order will have their Antichrist at the helm. And Alex Jones was right, ladies and gentlemen. So was David Icke. But we must all listen to Alan Watt, because he's the only one who's really switched on.
Yeah, but I'm a little concerned about Alan Watt too. I was telling Warren that my criteria of knowledge is, does it make you feel empowered? Can you maintain your joy and your connection with other people? Or are you just giving up and saying it's all hopeless? And if you start to find that that's growing in your life, I would start to question either the knowledge or maybe back off a little bit and do some other things.
No, but you see, backing off a little bit is just like being part of the 9/11 partial truth movement. You know, you got to take it all or nothing. You have to know what's going on.
But you've got to be effective, and you've got to be able to connect. Like when my sister was telling me about psychotherapy, it was nice to have her soft
I love those
voice.
2 words together, psychotherapy. Yeah, okay, that should tell you enough right there.
Psychotherapist is even better. Psycho the rapist.
Yeah.
Psycho the
Yes,
rapist.
psycho-rapist is what it
Psycho
is.
the rapist. Anyway, the Alan Watt I'm talking about doesn't have an S at the end of his name, and he's got a website named cuttingthroughthematrix.com. And he's my history teacher. He should be everybody's history teacher, and it keeps
Well,
it.
it's funny you mentioned it, because I was going to say, as far as Alan Watt goes, I would just suggest adding an S and checking out Alan Watt.
Yeah, I don't.
Who's that?
This
Steve?
is a guy that's been around for a while.
Say the name
Alan
again so I can
Watts,
hear nice
Watts.
Just add an S to Alan Watt and check out Alan Watt. That would be my advice.
Oh, right. Steve comes from a very, I don't know, you wouldn't say spiritual background, but you seem to really be able to absorb the great masters, Buddhism, and so on. And it
I just have
Taoism.
I have a whole problem, because once you know that all those religions that we practice, down on this level, have been given to us, it just kind of ruins
You
the
want to
fun.
say return to
They're all
sender?
based on astrology.
Yeah.
It's
so-
all based on astrology.
Yeah, so hey, why just worship the sun? Or why not Lucifer? It's all about Lucifer, the light bearer anyway. Hail Lucifer! Hail! Hail! I love Lucifer!
No, what are you saying, Steve?
No, just
Look, there's white and there's black. There's light and there's dark. Alright? We're in the light. That's all I know. Doesn't matter. The world is in darkness. The world has been in control by darkness since the beginning of time. So, nice for the light guys. It's nice for the light guys.
Here's what I got an email. It goes, you might not be a researcher, but you'd give a reasoning public voice to a very serious problem that seems to want to slip away. Most public people will never, ever mention it like it was not real. I'm glad Warren has strong backbone on this matter. Sometimes people who have made a name will bring attention. The people who did 911 need to be jailed at least. If things go on long enough as they are, there will be a kind of skidding into oblivion of all the evidence. I think the concern is a skidding into oblivion of all of mankind.
Well, you know what that made me think? Warren, I'll say, you know what that made me think? Warren Cuccurullo has a name, like that email was saying, like if you make a name for yourself. And if Warren Cuccurullo is out there checking out the no claim videos on YouTube, imagine who else might be, quietly just checking out the scene. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, did you hear what he said?
Yeah, that's what I said about the Howard Stern appearance, because, even though his audience wants to make fun of people and it's all about that kind of toilet humor and everything, there is